Hello and welcome to Prepare, Respond, Recover, What to Do When Disaster Strikes, New York State's Guide for Citizen Safety before, during, and after an emergency. We will begin with a short message from Governor Andrew Cuomo.
You know who the first responder is? You are the first responder. You are the first responder in your own home. You are the first responder for your children. You are the first responder for your loved ones. You are the first responder for your neighbors. You need to be prepared. And the county executive is right. You know, we go through these things and we assume that we've been through it and we know. You don't know. And you can be better prepared. And you can have a plan. And you can have better skills. It will give you a sense of peace and calm in your own home. It'll give your family a support mechanism. It will give your neighbors and your block a support mechanism, and then we can build out from there. And that's what today is all about. Yes, we have fantastic first responders, and we rely on the police and the fire and the EMS and the county and the this, but you being prepared is the single best thing we can do.
This presentation will cover three basics that will keep you, your family, and your neighbors safe during an emergency situation. They are prepare, respond, and recover. In a state as geographically diverse as New York, we are susceptible to many types of natural disasters and severe weather events. But not all disasters are naturally occurring. We have and continue to be a prime target for terrorists, and things can go terribly wrong on our roads, rails, and infrastructure. And in the 21st century digital age, technology can fail or be corrupted with untold consequences. Every New Yorker needs to be prepared for any of these contingencies. In the event of a disaster or emergency, everyday needs may not be readily available. Some advanced planning and common sense may make all the difference. Being prepared takes three simple steps: develop a plan, stock up on supplies, and be aware. When developing your family emergency plan, begin by asking yourself, what types of disasters might I face? Know potential hazards and pick places to meet, one outside the home and one just outside the neighborhood. Local emergency officials are tremendous resources who can help with your planning. Other resources include your local first responders and faith-based organizations, and the Salvation Army and Red Cross. All New Yorkers with a smartphone should download the state's emergency app, NY Alert. It's free, customizable, and will keep you informed as events are unfolding. The state also relies on traditional warning systems such as sirens around dams and nuclear power plants. In addition to warning sirens, local media will communicate emergency information, and NOAA weather radios broadcast only weather-related information, so it's good to have one on hand. It is important to get involved. Help your neighbors, especially seniors and others who may not be able to care for themselves. Know in advance what services and plans are in place for your child's school or daycare center, your place of employment, or your parents' or grandparents' nursing facility. You may be separated from your loved ones during a catastrophic event. Any emergency plan must include predetermined locations to assemble both in and out of your community depending on the circumstances. Make sure you have a friend or relative to be your out-of-town point of contact. Eliminate dangerous fire hazards from your home or workplace. Take common sense steps to safeguard or remove combustibles, and limit combustible or flammable liquids such as gasoline to only what you need. Install and regularly test smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors on each level of your home, especially near bedrooms. Remember to change the batteries whenever you set your clocks ahead or behind for daylight saving time. Home fire extinguishers can ensure a small kitchen fire does not spread and burn down the neighborhood. Ensure fire extinguishers are available and that each person in your home knows where they are located and how to use it. Know the different types of fire and what extinguishers will put them out. Always dial 911 first before attempting to extinguish a fire, and never put your personal safety on the line when trying to put out the flames. Different types of household items should be shut off in an emergency situation and deemed safe once compromised from damage or exposed to flooding. You should familiarize yourself with what utilities are in your home, their locations, and their shut-off procedures before an emergency. Know and have the proper tools to complete this task. Remember, always consult with an expert to make sure you are familiar with the procedures to safely turn off your utilities. Never turn on your gas, electric, or water connections until you have checked with local authorities or have a professional turn these items back on for you. Familiarize yourself with your homeowner's or renter's insurance. Know what is covered and what is not. Most policies, for example, do not cover flood damage. Photograph your belongings to ensure full replacement cost. In the event of a major emergency, be aware that emergency services may be stretched thin. It may take a while to restore utilities and other services we take for granted. It is important to be self-sustaining for up to 7 to 10 days. Plan in advance. When the storm is here, it may be too late. Additional resources on provisions and reasonable amounts are available at www.prepare.ny.gov. Make sure you have a standard first aid kit. Emergency blankets, sleeping bags, gloves, and a backpack for evacuations should be part of your thinking. Don't take anything for granted that is normally readily available. Without power, you will lose your ability to charge your phone or listen to the TV or radio. Local stores will run out of items quickly and may take long periods of time to replenish. Your plan should include energy bars, canned and non-perishable foods, and plenty of water. Label the expiration dates and restock them every year. There are many things we can live without during a disaster. Water is not one of them. Keep in mind that 1 gallon of water per person per day for 10 days is 10 gallons of water per person. Sanitation and hygiene can deteriorate quickly in an emergency situation. A toothbrush and toothpaste, soap, deodorant, supply of toilet paper, and garbage bags can go a long way in helping to keep you comfortable during trying times. The right tools are essential. With a possibility of no power, flashlights and extra batteries, a manual can opener, a multi-tool, and waterproof matches are among the supplies you will need. A document holder can secure your important financial and medical papers. It is also a good place to store cash, so it's on hand should banking operations be interrupted. And don't forget to customize your supplies for individual needs, including infants or young children. Don't forget your pets. Step 2. Respond. Once a disaster strikes, you are the first responder and you will be faced with 2 options: shelter in place or evacuate. If conditions support sheltering in place, please check on your neighbors and do not travel unnecessarily. If using generators and space heaters, ensure they are in a place that is properly ventilated, and of course, make sure you have a working carbon monoxide alarm. Alert your family, friends, or the authorities of your location. Shut off any utilities damaged by the event and stay away from any downed power lines. All downed wires are considered live wires. Monitor emergency radio or the local media for the latest emergency information. Sometimes the tap water from your home is not safe to drink, and local authorities will issue a boil water order. If you must use tap water, make sure you follow any boil water alerts. Use it sparingly, and remember that it's not just the water you drink, it's any water that can enter your system. To preserve the quality of your drinking water after boiling, store it in the refrigerator. Do not store in sinks or bathtubs. Do not use unboiled tap water to drink, prepare food, or even brush your teeth. Make sure you are not giving unboiled water to pets. You may choose or be ordered to evacuate your home. If ordered to leave, heed this advice, and if you have planned properly, you will be able to move quickly and with adequate supplies. If time permits, you should move valuables, turn off your utilities, and board up windows if necessary and/or possible. Again, proper planning means you should have a disaster supply or go kit at the ready. Your go kit should include items such as medications, a flash drive of your digital records, personal hygiene supplies and toiletries, spare clothing, and cash. Take only the essentials and notify someone that you are leaving. Do not return home until the proper authorities have deemed the area safe. Step 3. Recover. Once you know it is safe, inform someone that you are returning and let them know when you have arrived. Check your home for obvious structural damage before entering, and if you are unsure, consult with a professional. Utilities may have to be checked by a professional, and inspect appliances before turning them back on. Local authorities will provide instructions on disposal procedures, including food, household waste, and debris. Make contact with your insurance company as soon as possible. Do not attempt to turn on any gas, electric, or water connections. Assume all downed wires are live and dangerous. Be alert and wary of fly-by-night contractors and report any scams you are aware of. Document and photograph damage to your property. Educate yourself on disaster assistance programs in your community. Any disaster can be emotionally draining for anyone involved. For most of us, fear, anxiety, and confusion will gradually decrease. Pay attention to those around you to see if they are overly stressed during a disaster. Make sure you seek appropriate counsel if you feel overwhelmed with fear, anxiety, or confusion. This could be from a mental health counselor, the clergy, or other trained professionals. Following these guidelines can help save your life in the event of an emergency. For more information, please visit prepare.ny.gov. Thank you for watching.